Xbox Game Pass is having an incredibly strong 2024 so far, and the start of April has given us some great additions to the service. With that in mind, the Xbox team are not slowing down as we have even more fantastic games arriving for the remainder of April. My name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation, and these are the 20 games coming to Xbox Game Pass very soon. First up, launching today, we have Halibut, and this is launching day one onto Game Pass. This is a story-rich narrative adventure game set aboard a city-sized spaceship submerged in an alien ocean. In this game, you play as Harold, a young lab assistant who is tasked to help the lead scientist fix the ship and find a new home on a better planet. Meanwhile, he explores life on the ship by meeting people living there, learning about their stories, and helping them with their everyday problems. I really dig its unique stop-motion animation style, which gives it a distinct and visually striking appearance. If you love a good story game, definitely put this down on your list, and you can play it on the Xbox Series X and S consoles, PC and cloud right now. Joining Halibut, we have a great updated edition of Grounded, and this is the fully Yoked edition. This release coincides with the new 1.4 update, and all the details were revealed by the Obsidian Entertainment team at PAX East in Boston. Among the highlights of the update are the introduction of a new Game Plus mode, allowing players to embark on a fresh adventure with added challenges and rewards. Additionally, players can look forward to encountering new Ant Queens, including fire, red and black variants, as well as infused bugs that pose unique threats. The fully Yoked update also brings a host of gameplay improvements, such as the ability to upgrade gear beyond level 9, new mutations to enhance player abilities, and exciting weapon variants to diversify combat strategies in the grounded microscopic world. A free update which is well worth including on this list is the Path of Redemption update for Warhammer 40k Darktide. This is a dark and gritty FPS which joined Xbox Game Pass in October of last year, and this update is bringing a wealth of new content for the grandiose Warhammer title. There will be a new free map concluding the Garrick Asgara's adventure in Vermintide 2, and you'll also have to brace yourself for a stormy new level and even a new enemy to face. This is available to all Xbox Game Pass subscribers on cloud, console and PC today. I think Xbox must be feeling incredibly generous today, as we have also had an additional 3 games being shadow dropped onto PC Game Pass. The 3 shadow dropped PC games, Populous, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, and SimCity 3000 Unlimited, have all joined EA Play on PC. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can access the games via the Game Pass app on PC, but be aware that none of them support Xbox achievements. Still, that's 3 more classic games to play without paying an extra penny, so definitely worth checking them out if you haven't done so already. Now, on the 17th of April, we have a game that originally was brought to us by Google Stadia, and I've played this tower defense game myself, and it's an absolute blast. Orcs Must Die 3 brings us a tower defense like you've never seen it before, with hordes of orcs trying to cause mayhem and ultimately destroy your base. This game has a tremendous scale and brings us some pretty spectacular moments with hundreds of orcs on screen at one time. You will get to play in solo or in co-op with a massive arsenal of traps and weapons at your disposal. You will have to slice, burn, toss and zap hordes of orcs in this long-awaited successor in the award-winning series. It will be available for all Game Pass subscribers across cloud, console and PC. Sports fans can again rejoice, as thanks to EA Play, we are now receiving EA Sports NHL 24 on Xbox Game Pass. This arrival comes just in time for the Stanley Cup playoffs, and all members can experience authentic on-ice action. One big plus side of getting the game on Xbox Game Pass is you can give your Ultimate Team a boost with the EA Play Mega Players Pack. Until May 9th, this contains 30 items, all gold players with at least 5 80+ overall players for Ultimate Team mode in the game. This is claimable via the perks section of Game Pass when the game launches onto the service on the April 18th for Xbox consoles. Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes is another promising game making its way to Xbox Game Pass this April. It's a modern take on the classic RPG experience that lets you choose from a massive roster of 100 unique heroes tasked to save the world from total destruction and chaos. Each character comes packed with their own unique abilities and skills that come in handy when fighting enemies in intense turn-based battles. But fighting's not all you do in this game, as there's a vast open world to explore, a cast of quirky characters to meet, and a rich story to shape by choices that you make. Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes arrives on Game Pass for console and PC on April 23rd. Another Crab's Treasure is probably one of the most innovative takes on the Souls-like genre that I've seen so far. In this game, you play as a crab who is looking for his lost shell in a vast ocean world, but getting that shell back turns out to be quite an adventure. Luckily, your crab here has plenty of skills and abilities necessary to survive in this brutal world. I really think this game is great for players who are just getting started with the Souls-like genre, and it's the right amount of challenging and fun. But that's not all. You've got a whole underwater world to explore, from colourful coral reefs to bustling sandcastle cities and even deep-sea trenches. And while you're looking for your lost shell, you will get to try over 50 different makeshift shells that protect you from underwater dangers. Another Crab's Treasure is set to come out on Game Pass for cloud, console and PC on April 25th. I'm a big fan of strategy games that combine world building with historical warfare, and Manor Lords seems to offer just that, and a lot more. It's a medieval strategy game where you take control of a powerful lord who, with the help of his people, wants to create a thriving settlement. For that, the game offers you an in-depth city building mechanics that allow you to carve lands, build intricate structures, create defenses, and so much more. With this game, building is just half the work. As a lord of your settlement, you've other affairs to tend to. What you will do is also go into battle with enemy kingdoms and raiders. Manor Lords really shines in the battle department as it offers realistic portrayals of historical warfare. You're not just fighting other settlements, but there's hunger, changing seasons, falling economies, and a whole lot of that you will need to manage. Manor Lords arrives on Game Pass for PC on April 26th, with a console release later sometime this year. Before we dive into the remaining games, consider subscribing for more Xbox content every single day. 88% of you have not subscribed to this fast-growing Xbox channel, and it would be great to see you come along this Xbox journey with us. Also, let me know in the comments below what you're currently playing on Game Pass. I've been delving back into Starfield, and honestly, it's been such a fun time. Thank you again for your continued support, and let's dive into the remaining games. Now, one game that was provided to us with a release date at the end of March is coming to Xbox Game Pass on May 23rd. And it's a beautiful looking indie title called Hauntii. In this game, you will play as a little naive but brave ghost called Hauntii, who is on a relentless quest for answers. You'll have to unleash ghostly powers to possess both inhabitants and the environment, unveiling various solutions to combat and puzzle challenges. Whilst doing all of this, you will have to unravel the mysteries of eternity and shape your fate in this mesmerizing adventure. To me, the graphical style alone is one that we don't see often, and has left me curious about what we expect upon release. Hot on the heels of the release of the well-received Fallout TV show, Bethesda has finally announced a release date for the long-awaited Fallout 4 next-gen update. The free upgrade for the post-apocalyptic open-world role-playing game launches on April 25th on Xbox Series X and S, and includes native applications for both consoles. There will be performance mode and quality mode settings, as well as stability improvements and fixes. This means the game will now be playable in up to 60 frames per second with an increased resolution. Elsewhere, Fallout 4 on Xbox One will also get a free update with stability improvements, login, and quest fixes. And finally, a free Fallout 4 update for PC adds widescreen and ultra widescreen support, as well as fixes to the creation kit and a variety of quest updates. This is a great free update for fans of the franchise, and I can't wait to delve back in thanks to Xbox Game Pass. One darkly charming 2D action roguelike is coming to Game Pass, and it has been highly rated by many gamers out there. Have a Nice Death has you playing as an overworked death whose employees have run rampant and completely throw off balance of the souls and your vacation plans. You will get to run around arenas with your trusty scythe and ultimately show your employees who's the boss. You can sharpen your skills through fast-paced hack-and-slash combat, utilizing over 70 unique weapons and spells you can find and upgrade to create devastating combinations. Since death can't die, you will use what you've learned and earned to overcome the numerous minions and bosses in each department. It's a fantastic indie title and well worth a play when it comes to Game Pass for console, cloud and PC on April 30th. One game that we have to provide an update on, especially as one of the most anticipated indie games ever, is Hollow Knight Silksong. Unfortunately, there is no extra gameplay or trailers at present, and we are still quite light on details. However, we did get an inkling of information on April 1st. The store listing for Silksong went live, and you can now wishlist the game on Xbox consoles, which does sequel that a release date will be around the corner. It's also been shown on quite a few different countries' rating boards, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel and we'll update you once we hear more. Now, one game that has suddenly been listed on the Xbox store on PC is the Spyro Reignited Trilogy. This is the first time we have seen the game on the Xbox store on PC, and with that, many reckon that this is due to a timely Xbox Game Pass release. And honestly, I can't wait to see this drop into the service. These classic games were beautifully remade with up-to-date visuals and mechanics, but keeping true in every way to the original. Toys for Bob did such a fantastic work with these games, and I reckon a Game Pass launch will be incredibly imminent. If you like the look of 33 Immortals when it was shown off at the last year's Xbox showcase, then you'll be very interested in this new update. The team over at Thunder Lotus have announced that a closed beta will be taking place on the 24th of May, and I've provided a link in the comments below if you're interested. This is the co-op action roguelike where you and 32 other players will team up to battle and raid your way past enemies and bosses and ultimately fight for your eternal life. The gameplay shown looks incredible, and I hope you will all join me in this exciting closed beta. Finally, joining Xbox Game Pass Core this month, we have 3 new additions which will make members of this tier incredibly happy. You'll become a badass space dwarf in Deep Rock Galactic, dance the slow motion ballet of destruction in Superhot Mind Control Delete, and face total demolition derby in Wreckfest. These all arrive onto Xbox Game Pass Core on April 23rd, so keep an eye out if you're subscribed to this tier. How would you rate the Game Pass offering for the remainder of April? And do you think we will see the Spyro Trilogy in the Game Pass library very soon? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe for more Xbox content every single week, and whilst here, check out the video on screen of the 20 best Xbox exclusives on Xbox Game Pass in 2024.